Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nadwa Faza Maulida Putri, and today I would like to explain you about spiritual literacy and how the spiritual literacy can help you in life. Before making this video, I have a mini reset with my team to interview several students in State Islamic Institute of Madura, and we have many discussion about spiritual literacy. So, what is spiritual literacy? Actually, spiritual literacy is the ability of people to understand, recognize, and appreciate things about the spiritual dimension of life. And the other students say that spiritual literacy is the lesson that teaches us to live in a simple or meaningful life without demand, and living in simple moderation also. Next question is spiritual literacy important, and how important it is in our life? So based on our interview, some students say that spiritual literacy is really important because it can teach us how to understand about this simple life and how to manage our time without forget about religious things and how to be disciplined. And others say it can create a broader view of life. Also, spiritual literacy can create you to become a nice person with a good religious behavior and improve your moral goodness. So that spiritual literacy really important in our life. Now about spiritual community. Some people in State of Islamic Institute of Madura say that they join the community. Many of the college students we met turned out to be involved in communities that working in the field of spiritual literacy of life, and some of students are enjoying that kind of community because they don't have much time for it, but the students really think that this community can provide support, connections, and increasing their spiritual literacy. Therefore, the spiritual community really important to increasing your spiritual literacy. But talking about spiritual literacy, how to divide worship activity and other activity in life? One of students say that we have to prioritizing worship instead other activity, and we have to positioning worship as our necessity. And another student said some people may integrate worship to their daily life and they have a specific time for doing another activity instead worship. But balancing those two kind of activity is actually depends on the priority and your faith. Therefore, you have to balance between worship activity or other activity, like you have to prioritizing the worship activity. Next, how the education play a role in maintaining the spiritual literacy actually. So the role of education play a vital role by providing opportunities to learn about some spiritual traditions, beliefs, and practices. Education increasing your knowledge, understanding, and insight of spiritual dimension in life. Because without education, we will not increasing our ability to know about spiritual literacy. Therefore, also we won't know how to implementing this in life. Therefore, education is really important to increasing our spiritual literacy. And the next question is how spiritual literacy can influence your emotions. Actually, spiritual literacy can really influence someone's emotions. It will providing a framework for understanding and coping with life events. Spiritual literacy contributes to a sense of inner peace and influence your good personality. It could calm down your mental and keep your mental health safe. And if you have a good spiritual literacy, you can control your emotions well. Therefore, spiritual literacy really influences your emotions at all. Well, about the experiences that relevant to spiritual literacy. When I have interviewed someone or somebody with my team, some college students we met may have a good experience that make a big impact to their spiritual literacy. So based on the interview, Some experience that make a big impact to spiritual literacy is make an organization that providing some education about spiritual literacy, joining a community that have a spiritual literacy activity like study of spiritual, and then praying on time and feel many good changes in life. One of students said that she praying on time and then she feel many good change in her life. 4. Face a crisis life passionately and find a joy. Because you have patiently faced the crisis of life, you can find your joy in life. But what is the difference yet between spiritual literacy and spiritual intelligence? Actually, the difference from spiritual literacy and spiritual intelligence based on the students' opinions that I have interviewed before. First, spiritual literacy focuses on understanding symbols and texts, while spiritual intelligence encompasses a broader set of abilities. Second, spiritual literacy focuses on our personality, like makes a good behavior, while spiritual intelligence is about our faith. In this context is religion. And the third, spiritual literacy is an understanding about the concept of spiritual, while spiritual intelligence is a practice of spiritual literacy itself. So those are the differences between spiritual literacy and spiritual intelligence. So finally it comes to an end of my video. That's all from me. I'm sorry for all of my mistakes and thank you very much for your nice attention. Last I say, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.